Well, hello, Internet. I am back, and thank you for joining me, all you guys out there. And I'm back exactly where I was, and I need to straighten this up. And like I promised, I'll tell you some crazy stories this time, because you guys seem to want to hear them. Alright, so the very first thing I have to do, I actually solved this last night, and I can't remember how I did it after I left. So, while I'm trying to reorient myself here, I'll tell you a story. So, many of you guys know that one of my first jobs out of college was I worked for Apple, but I had a crap job at Apple. I wasn't doing anything amazing there. I was making device drivers and working on a bunch of technologies that ended up horribly failing. So that was going on. And after that, I wanted to work for a Digital Domain was the name of the company. It was James Cameron's design company. James Cameron. Everybody knows James Cameron. I wanted to work there. So I decided, or they told me, they wouldn't hire me unless I'm going to play around with this a little bit just to try to remember what I did last night. I did something like, whoops. Does it let me do this? They told me I needed to get better at art if I wanted to work in the special effects industry. So I was like, okay. So I left that field. Is this how I got out here? No, it isn't. So I went and got a degree doing that. I got into finance for programming. I was a stockbroker. I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And I didn't want to go work for another software company because I don't mean to say bad things about Apple, but it just wasn't right for me. It wasn't the right fit for me. So I'm trying to solve this. So I worked in the finance industry, and I didn't like it at all. I absolutely hated it. I joined that to try to become a financial analyst because at that point in time I was trying to figure out how the world worked, and I thought that I could figure that out if I had the knowledge of a financial analyst. So that's what I did, and I could tell a million stories about being a stockbroker. I worked for one of the big companies, and along the way, eventually I worked for a marketing company. I did programming there, facial recognition stuff for sales and things like that. Tell me if I'm boring you. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. If you ever see me look this way, that means I'm looking at your comments. So I had a bunch of jobs in programming in numerous different fields, and I decided that I wanted to start my own business, but I didn't know how to do that. And on a whim, I knew a guy that was making a lot of money running a delivery business. Is that right? Is that how I solved it last night? Trying to remember how to do this. Or maybe it's this. Oh, this is what I did. Okay, so I'm going along here. I'm trying to tell a story and also figure this out. I solved it last night after the broadcast, and then I sort of took some notes on how to finish this. So I decided to check this out because I just wanted to change my life 100%. I wanted to not be a programmer anymore. I wanted to just go and see what life was like running my own business. So I joined this company where basically they rented me a truck, and I didn't really have any overhead, but if I didn't make any money, and what do we do here? I didn't make any money. It was like a friendly way to start your own business. Oh, okay, so this is the laser. Awesome. And you get territories. You couldn't encroach on other people's territories. Awesome. I finished the marsh. So I decided, I live in Pittsburgh, and And I was looking at the map of territories that I could take. I know that's a laser and it's going to shoot a laser and all that. I'm going to try and figure out how to get back to the castle to solve all that good stuff. So I noticed that Pittsburgh, the majority of downtown Pittsburgh, was not taken. And I'm like, why is nobody in downtown Pittsburgh? And they were like, well, you don't want downtown Pittsburgh. It's bad. You're going to get robbed if you go to downtown Pittsburgh. And I lived in the bad parts of the city for part of my life. The dangerous parts of the city. What mainly white people consider the dangerous parts of the city. And I never had any problem. Well, I almost got mugged one time, but it wasn't I wasn't blaming it on anybody else. So basically, if you're wondering what I'm doing with the game, I'm just going to redo what I just did. And then I'm going to either try to get out of here, or I'm going to get on a boat. So I took downtown Pittsburgh. And I had nothing but what people call dangerous neighborhoods. And I considered it to be definitely something. I almost got shot a couple times. But people weren't shooting at me. I just was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and that sort of stuff happens. I think this is how I got out of here. Is that right? How do I get back up? So, I ran all the dangerous neighborhoods, and never had a single problem with anybody. Everybody was totally cool with me. And it always sort of cracked me up because I did this for so long, never had a single problem with anybody, but everybody for the whole time I worked there was like, you know, today's going to be the day you die. It was an interesting way to live a life. But everybody was so cold with me, and while I had lived in these neighborhoods at that point in time, I didn't live there. When I worked for this business, I felt like I lived there. I was there from early in the morning until late at night, like 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night. And I got to meet people. I met people that sold drugs for a living, and I'm not a drug guy. I don't take drugs. I knew people that did bad things. I'd met people that did of all walks of life. I mean, I got to experience something that I would have never gotten to experience, and I consider it to be an amazing thing. Now, on to getting almost shot. I was making a delivery in probably one of the worst parts of town. I'm going to try using a boat, see what's up. I almost got shot 2 times. And it was Race Street in Homewood. So, let's see what this dude does. I'm going to stop talking here for a second, just so I can check this out. What's this do, this boat? Do I just, like, touch things and it takes me there? What's it do? No. Do I have to... Oh, is this where I'm at? Okay, does it tell me what these areas are? No. What does this do? I assume this is this. And, oh, cool. It's like gonna take me someplace. I don't know where it's taking me though. I really shouldn't have done that because I wanted to solve the keep level. But either way, gives me a chance to talk, I guess. So I was making a delivery just like any other time, and I pulled my truck up, and all of a sudden, at one end of the street, a bunch of kids started coming out and shooting guns right at me. And then on the other end of the street behind me, a whole bunch of other kids came out and started shooting handguns. And I'm right in the middle of it. And I don't know if everybody reacts the same way, but my instinct was to freeze. That's just what I did. I stopped. And these kids aren't particularly good at shooting guns. So there's windows blowing out in cars and in houses, and thank God nobody got shot. And all this is going around, and I basically just leaned up next to my truck, which was solid steel, and just sat there. And the craziest thing is everybody around me, the whole entire street, there were people everywhere. So everybody else froze, but their reaction next was to run into their houses and then run back out onto the street with their guns. So it turned into a 4-gun, 6-gun situation out of the blue, turned into about a 30 or 40 gun situation. And so I jumped in the truck and I took off. And as I was leaving, the ambulances were showing up. That's one thing. Anytime there's a catastrophe, at least in Pittsburgh, the ambulances always show up before the police, which I found to be quite interesting. And the other situation in which I almost got shot was pretty much exactly the same situation, and I did pretty much exactly the same thing again. Well, I guess I'm just going to leave my boat here and go see what's up with this. I think I might have did the wrong thing, though. But one of the saddest things, life-changing, I don't know, do I want to go here? Let me see your comments. What about the police? The police, 4 or 5 police cars came behind me, but I was out of there by then. I was way gone. And one of the saddest things and life-changing sort of things that ever happened to me was I think I was on Race Street again. It was in the same vicinity. And I'm going to jump back on my boat and go back to where I was. Sorry about that, but I just wanted to see what the boat did. I was making a delivery, and I wish this actually told me what it was. Like, there's no way to like find out where it's taking me or anything, because I want to go back to where I was. Well, I mean, I know this is where I was. I wanted to go to the castle. Whatever. But it was getting kind of late in the same type of area, and a little girl came up to me. Can I set this to make it go faster or something? What happens when I do this? A little tiny girl. She was probably about 7 or 8 years old. And she came up to me, and it was getting dark. And she said, you know, you should leave. And if you don't leave... she didn't say this threatening. She said she was worried about me. She said, if you don't leave, you might get hurt. And I thought to myself, you know, like a little 8-year-old girl shouldn't feel like that, you know? Shouldn't be afraid of getting shot or hurt, you know? And I had a lot of experiences like that. The whole time I had that job, I didn't make that much money doing that. But it was a life-changing experience, and it was something that I was happy that I did. I've had a couple, what do they call that, midlife crises, and that was one of them. And it was good that it happened. Gave me a new perspective on life and on the lives of other people, because I think a lot of times people shoot their mouth off, acting like they know how the world works. And I'm not saying I know how it works, but I think I know a little bit how disadvantaged people's lives work. A little bit. Because of that experience. And so, I don't know. I can't say anything bad about doing it, though. Everybody was so nice to me. And they had no reason to be. And I never got robbed, never got antagonized by anybody. Kids antagonized me a little bit. But I could deal with kids. So, good experience all around, I guess. Trying to think of some funny stories I had. Jeez. I can tell you that goofy job that I had for a little over a year gave me a lot more life stories than most of my other jobs. Now I have to try to figure out how to get out of the swamp. I'm sure I'll figure it out. I believe in myself. If I can get here, I can get out. Is it something like up here? Yeah, being a stockbroker is a nightmare. Anybody that thinks that's a good job, oh, so terrible. Oh, jeez. Can I remember how to get out of here? Yeah, I can. I knew a guy. I don't know if you guys know about Enron or not, but when I was a stockbroker, I knew a guy that had a large percentage of his customers invested in Enron. And this dude's hair fell out in patches. Like, just hair falling out. And that was the first sign that I don't think I want to do this. And I took two of the 3 parts of being an analyst. If I would have become an analyst, I'd be rich right now. I've walked away from money a lot. I met my wife in school. When I was taking illustration classes because I wanted to become I wanted to work in visual effects. And that's where I met my wife. She is an industrial designer, and she still is an industrial designer. I've changed my job many a time, but my wife has pretty much always been about the same. I think this will take me back to the castle. Alright, so cool. Solved the laser. And I was actually a really good investor, but that doesn't mean I'm a good investor now because the stock market completely changed since I was a stockbroker. I used something called covariance analysis, which at the point in time was a fairly advanced thing, or very advanced way of investing. And you minimize your risk, maximize return. That's like the goal. A lot of you guys are into math, so you probably know. And yeah, I was a stockbroker during the tech decline. I pretty much became a broker whenever all of that started falling apart. That was not a good time to be a stockbroker. But I still did good. Okay, let's see here now. Because I'm entering something. I think this is where I'm supposed to go, right? Oh, I should probably be writing down what I'm doing. Because I was guessing that it is going to have me write it down. Or maybe not. Maybe are all these blocked? No, I don't think so. Alright, so I'm assuming this is working like the last one, and at the very end of it, I need to tell the panel how I solved the labyrinth. And let me see here. Piece of paper. Okay. So go up like this, go up like this. And then I want to make the, not the first, not the second, the third right. And then I want to make not the first, but the third left. Is that right? Okay. Go up here. Like this. And okay. So now it's a point of looking at my diagram and see if I did it right. Alright. Do you think computers will replace most of the corporate America's jobs? A lot of people think that a lot of service industry jobs are going bye-bye. Yes. In America, anyway. United States, I guess I should say. America is a confusing term. Is that right? Okay, so I did that right. Alright. So I have to solve the next one. Do I go this way? Okay. So first right. And okay. There's no walls, which means I can literally solve this any way that I want. That tells me that this is the imaginary wall. Let's assume that that is correct. Because otherwise it would just be too easy, wouldn't it now? Somebody said read the comments above. Okay, I'll read your comments. Did I ever regret anything I did in life? No. Not really. What's my favorite operating system? I'm not. I like the fact that I have a Mac and I can run Windows and Linux on it. I don't, So I'm perfectly happy with what I have. I work for a software company, not nice. I said, I'm going to be a stockbroker. Somebody's going to be a stockbroker. Good luck to you. It's a different industry than when I was. When I was a stockbroker, I was basically a glorified telemarketer. I just called people on the phone and tried to get them to meet with me. I don't believe it's like that anymore. Okay, so I can't make a right. So let's jot that down. And up here. Well, if I'm correct on my assumption that I can't cross this grass, then that means I think my assumption is incorrect now, isn't it? Unless, well, sorry, I have to go back to the beginning and take another look. Okay, so, right, let's see where this takes me. Okay, so that's a dead end, and that's a dead end, if indeed it is the grass. You know what? It might be the shadows. Didn't think of that. Could it be the shadows? No, couldn't be the shadows because it's impossible to walk through here with and stay in the shadows, correct? Yes. So I'm going to stick with my original assumption that this is all about staying off the grass because that seems to make the most sense. Okay, so based off of that assumption, go up here. And then like this. Can I go this way? When you started programming, how did you each and also too many people questions. You once I shot a bird with a BB gun. I grew up on a farm. Warren Buffett, in regards to investing, this is the advice I follow, which is Warren Buffett's advice. Buy the S&P 500 with the company with the lowest fees, and that's it. He's had a 10-year competition with a bunch of hedge fund managers, and he won. And all he did was invest in the S&P 500. Okay. That's all he did. So the experts are not as good as the S&P 500 blind. And let me tell you, I know a lot of stockbrokers. I would say maybe 1 in 30 actually knows something about investing. And that might just be my experience. But there are some, but most of the ones that are good, awesome, are not going to take your money. They will only deal with multimillionaires. So unless you have a multi-million dollars, good luck. So what's over here? I don't think I want to be distracted. I think I want to try to solve the next maze, and this is the next maze. So what's up with here? Is it the shadows? Am I hearing something that's weird? Like I'm walking through. I don't know. Maybe not. This has me confused. It can't really be a shadow maze. What I mean by is there's a shadow laying somewhere and I can't cross it. Because there's a shadow this way and there's a shadow this way, so, you know, can't do that. Gave things up you like to do. What's this? Did you change when you became a dad? Oh, did I change in any ways? Actually, I think I became a little bit more fun. I started doing things. I mean, you have a kid, you have to go to the playground. You have to do kid stuff. And you remember how fun it is to do kid stuff, you know? It's awesome. So, the worst part of having a kid, for me, my wife disagrees with this, by the way, is the first year. First 6 months. Because, you know, they keep you up all night. After that, I think it's awesome. My wife thinks that those are the best part, though, because she liked little babies. Not that I didn't like little babies, but didn't like that little babies kept me up all night. Just to record. What do I use to record my tutorials? I use Camtasia 2, and I edit with iMovie. Pretty cheap stuff, and no, I'm not sponsored by either of those companies. I wish I was. The only company that's ever sponsored me is Samsung. I don't know, I'm really confused by this. The only thing that somebody said something about sound, and I think that's is. See, when I here, I'll shut up for a minute. Okay, so I'm walking in. So you hear that? I might just be insane. Let's go the other direction. See, it's real soft. And then... See? Is that what it is? Okay, so the next step should be crunch, if I'm thinking right. No. Well, maybe this is just okay. Well, then this should be crunch. Yes. Okay, so I think it has something to do with sound. And I don't know if I'm supposed to follow the sound or not follow the sound. Let me see. Well, this is soft. So I'm assuming I should not follow the crunching noise. Does that sound good? Yeah. Okay, so. Okay, so this is crunch. This is not crunch. That's not crunch either. So, let's try going this way. Ah, that's crunch. So I can't go this way. I have to go up. If my assumption is correct. I can't do impressions. I sing songs all the time, but they're about stupid things that are normally about my own life. Like I used to sing about my cats all the time. Okay, so I can go that direction. Can I go this direction? No, I can't go that direction, so I have to backtrack. Okay, so trying to draw here. Okay. Let me look at this again. So I went from here to here. So I went down, up, and then back up. Let's see if that's right. I'm walking on sunshine and whoa. I'm actually not a terrible singer, but not with that song. Let's see if I wrote this right. Is it like this? Okay, good. What did I get to where I needed the Tetris things the last time I did this? I don't know. There's the other mazes that I already finished. Okay, so what's this one? What's not going to be sound? It's not going to be anything in my way. Is it maybe shadows this time? Let's assume it's shadows. I don't know. I don't know. That was my first guess that what all these mazes were going to be about. There's dead. No, there's dead stuff on everything. Referring to the. Okay, is there something I'm missing? There's not something above my head. No. Ooh. Doesn't have anything to do with the surroundings, does it? I don't think so. So is it mazes? Or is it... is it shadows? I'm going to assume it's shadows. And I'm going to take the path that has the smallest shadow. Or does that really have a small shadow? This looks more like... I don't know. So, what I'm going to do... Come in here. Oh, this is a small shadow. This is a small shadow. I mean, there's a shadow there, though. I don't think it's shadows. I don't know. This one has me confused. I feel like I'm really missing something here. Because everything looks the same. To me, anyway. There's not a single path that doesn't have a shadow. But nothing else is obvious here. Well, maybe it's just straightforward. Maybe it's just solve the labyrinth and that'll work. Let's try that. I might be overthinking it because he has a tendency to do that in these videos or in these puzzles that he'll have you do something and then you're like, okay, so like this, like this, like this, like this. Wasn't it pretty much? Yeah, I pretty much just, I don't need to draw that. Is it just like that? Oh, wait a minute. I did this. Oh, there was no straight path there, was there? And then it was like this. Is that right? No. I'm starting to think this isn't real. This map that they have here is not a real map. It's fake. See? There's no straight way to get here. See? Didn't the map make it look like there was a straight path there? Yeah. The map made it look like I could go straight. See? Look. Straight. Can't go straight. If you look at that, it goes straight. So I think that's what it is. I think the map's a lie. See? This doesn't exist either. I'm supposedly able to make a left turn or a right turn and go directly to it. I can't do that. So I think the map is fake. So that means, is the other side fake? Is there a straight path? Maybe the way to solve this is to find the real path that the map. Okay, so but this doesn't go straight either. No. So maybe the goal is to find the true path. So this exists. And this exists. And this exists. Both in the labyrinth and the real world. And this exists, and this exists. So I think that's it. This map is actually false, and so what it wants you to do is to solve it the way it's supposed to be done. Sorry, I have to backtrack. Took me a minute to figure out. I mean, I don't know that I figured out anything. Okay, so that means going to go right. And then go up. So it doesn't have anything to do with thing. Well, it has to do exactly with what I said. I think you guys caught on. So like this, and then straight, and then like this. If it's not that, I don't know what it is. So it's like this, like this. The map is a lie. It's kind of like the cake is a lie. Is that right? Awesome. Woohoo! All right. Somebody wrote the correct path is where you can traverse both. Oh, that's the part that I solved. Where do I go now? Thank you guys for joining me, by the way. This is really fun for me to do. It's a change of pace. I think doing things like this every once in a while. I don't know how many people. I kind of have a feeling that most of my subscribers join and then after a while they leave, which is my fault. It's not their fault. Uh-oh, what's going on with this? And I have videos on like everything, on cooking and sales and marketing and games and all kinds of random things. Okay. The quote that the cake is a lie comes from Portal. Okay. Wow, this is a confusing one. Okay, so this is the starting point. Oh, wait a minute. Is the solution right here in front of me? I think it is. Oh boy, I have to draw all this out. Is that the solution? Or not? Is that the point? To draw the map? Is that something that's even possible? Okay, so let's just go up one, over one, up 2. Is that right? I'm trying to do... I don't think I can do that. Oh yeah, I can. I don't think that's the solution. I think it's here to mislead me. Or is it some combination of all of these? Oh. Okay, so... yeah, it's totally here to mislead me. Because there's no ending point. There's no way... this joins up over here with that big dot, but this doesn't join up over here on the right. And this is the starting point based off the map. Yeah, I think it's here just to fool with me. I don't believe it's here for any other reason. Okay, so that means I have to try to figure out how to solve this. Oh boy, this is a hard one. So I basically have to solve every single thing that I did. Hmm. 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 Okay. So what I'm trying to do... No, you don't have to give me a hint. I'm going to try to do it. I think I can... I think I know what it is. It's just a matter of solving this in fours, and this is just here as a way of distracting me to think that the answer's there, but as far as I can tell, there's no answer there. So, this is a hard one. Let's see if I can divide it up into fours, and maybe it's easier to solve that way. Okay, so if I go over there and I hit the black, do like line back to this, back to that. So I'm thinking something like, I'm going to jot it here. So if I do something like this, what I'm going to do is try to solve it as if it's four separate puzzles. Maybe that's what that's there for. And then, okay, so that solves puzzle one, which is just to go over all the dots. Now, the next thing is just to divide these guys up, which I can basically do easily. I can just go like this. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, divide them like this. There. Now the whites and the blacks are separated. And now I get to this puzzle. Okay, so 4 and 4. So the bottom 4 has to go across that bottom. And then, so is it like this? Ooh. How do I solve this? This is my microphone right here, if you're wondering what that is. Now, does that 4 need to be... See, I can't do this. Nope. Boop. Nope, doesn't work. Will it allow me to go down into the other puzzle? Because the L underneath says that it can go anywhere at once. So I'm trying to figure out how do I... Okay. I can do this with the 3. See, I forgot from previous that I was able to break things up as long as I selected them, and I also have those 4 spaces somewhere else. So I'm going to leave the 4 there. What can I put the 4 underneath of it? Like I put that like this. Something like that. And then the best way... I hope I don't mess this up. but I will. Yeah, I can do it that way. So that should work, right? Yes! What's going on? Something. What is moving? Oh, did I get the laser? Well, that's cool. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a lot harder. What happened? Oh, is it coming out here? Can it shoot me? I'm going to find out. We're going to find out. No, it's going to take it up there. It's not going to let me. Well, what's this over here for? Just for no reason? Oh. Is this actually copy the maze? That's what this looks like. I wrote these down. So, yeah, I think this is exactly the same maze, but I didn't mark. I just scribbled on paper how I solved them, but I didn't write down which was one, second, and first, second, and third. And I drew lines. I didn't draw the actual maze. Duh. If I would have known I had to do that. Alright, so. Is that what I have to do? But the laser's right here. Oh, there's the laser. I can't walk into it, even if I wanted to. Nope, won't let me. No, I think I got this wrong. I don't think this matches up with that now, does it? Oh, it's one of those things like the other puzzle. It's like a close version of it? Is that what it is? Or is this just purely a labyrinth? Alright. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure this out. Some of you guys are like, oh, I can't believe it takes you so long. Okay, so well, this one, it's a shame I can't finish part of it and then come back to it. Oh, so I don't need to solve this. It was somebody said in the comments that it was put in for people that were deaf, so that they could play the game. Well, that was very thoughtful. I want to try to solve it though. So is this exactly the same as my other maze? I just want to try to do it. I mean, you know, the whole point of this game is to solve puzzles. And if I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like solving this one. Okay, so this does match up with one of the mazes, with the maze I'm staring at in the lower left-hand corner, and the one above that. Does it match up? Yes, it matches up also. It also is a match. And then the next one is a match if I turn it on its right. And then the last one is a match if I flip it. I will solve it. I just have to refer to my original drawings. So, this one goes like this. And then it goes this way. Like that. And then it goes like this, and like this, and like this. Okay, obviously we can't go that way. So then, the next maze, at this point, is where the next maze starts. And then it goes like this, like this, like that, and like that. And then that closes it out. And then the next part of the maze is this is the noisy one. And it goes like this, like this, like this, like this, I think. And like that. And then the final part is, this is where you enter the maze. And it is the very final maze that I did, flipped horizontally and vertically. And it goes, so if it's horizontally and vertically, it goes like this, and like this. I don't want to mess this up. And like this. I'm trying to think in horizontal and vertical at the same point, and that doesn't work always in my brain. I think it's like this. Yes. I did it wrong. I swear I did it right. Should I bother trying to finish it, or should I just, like, not care? Should I try to do it or not? Third map was wrong. Okay, does that mean try to do it? Yes, one more time. Okay, I'll try one more time. So, I'm assuming I'm not supposed to go this way. It wants me to do it in the order that I solved the maps. Right? Somebody said the third one I did wrong. Okay, so copy what I got here. So it's like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, and like this, like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. I'm gonna give it one more try because somebody said in the comments that it doesn't matter, but I want to try to solve it. Because that's the point of the game. Is that right? I mean, that's exactly what I have on my other one. Exactly how I solved it. Right? Like this. I'm surprised I messed up that one because I would have thought I would have messed the other one up. Like this and like this. Hey! I don't know. I guess I got it that time. Okay. Is there anything else to solve here? Not that I know of. Alright. I know what. Trying to think. I think one of the funniest things that happened to me when I worked at that delivery company. One time I got a telephone call, and it was from our corporate office, and they said to us, I had a lot of funny things happen, but they said that Mrs. Smith has a sweet tooth, and she would like you to see if you could make a special delivery to her house because she would really like some ice cream. And so I go to this lady's house, and it was in this terrible, it was I don't know if it's like this everywhere. Sorry, I'm dehydrated. It was in this sort of really dilapidated apartment building. And as I'm going through it, oh, it smells terrible. People used to boil food. Old people, at least in this place, Used to boil food and it would smell rotten. And they would like boil like ham legs with vinegar, and it was just the most repulsive stinks you could ever imagine. But anyway, so I'm going through the apartment building, and it's a high rise, you know, multiple floors. And to deliver this lady's ice cream, and the dog defecates in the hallway as I'm like going through, and it's just a repulsive place. And so I get to the door and I I knock on the door. Obviously, I don't walk or somebody into somebody's house. And a guy opens the door, an old man opens the door, stark raving naked, and just starts screaming at me about what I'm doing there. And it just went from, you know, some little old lady has a sweet tooth to this elderly man standing there completely naked, just not caring at all and screaming at me. And it was quite an event. But after I left, I just laughed and laughed and laughed because it was the ridiculousness of it all. I don't know. I don't know where to go next, Internet. I guess I have been streaming for an hour. I did light up 2 lasers. Where do you think I should go next? Tell me in the comments. Could be solved in the way. Bo chicka wah wah. Too much information there. What? Where do you guys think that I should go next? What's this place over here? Have I been here? Can I solve these puzzles? Oh, am I back to where I originally started? I think I am. Isn't this where I started the game? Yep. I really don't know where I'm supposed to go. Well, I think this might be a really good place to stop because... Boat? I don't know that I even need the boat. Or because there's still so many places here that I haven't explored. Well, you can tell me. Tree puzzles. Where are the tree puzzles at? I already did the tree puzzles with the apple. Are these additional tree puzzles up here? Or are these the ones I did already? These are the ones I did. Are there other tree puzzles? WCF tutorials are starting, I think, tomorrow. And then I'll do a whole bunch of them in a row. I already did these. I did the tree puzzles. There's other tree puzzles? Those are done. See? Did I not finish them? I think I finished it. I'm pretty positive I finished it. Are there more up here? I don't think so. No, see? Tree puzzles. I finished them all. I wonder how close I am to actually finishing this game. I mean, I've been playing it for a while. Get 2 tree puzzles by going on the boat to the area with a star. Okay. I will listen to that. So that means I have to go back to the keep. It's over here. I believe. Right? Those look like trees over there that I've never seen before. I haven't actually just run through this place. There's a whole bunch of stuff over there. It's a fun game. I wish this was a VR. It is not going to be in VR ever, I heard. For some reason. Well, I think it'll be in the Oculus and the other one, but not PSVR, which is what I got, so. And I'm not buying an Oculus. It's too expensive. Okay, so I'm back in town. There's nothing in any of these places to do. So you're telling me I have to do the tree puzzles. Oh, is that where I left my boat? I seriously can't remember where I left my boat. No, I left my boat back, oh, can I do this and a boat will come out? What's going on here? Oh, seriously? If I do this, will the boat come back? Find out. Yes. Okay, that's cool. So I can call for the boat no matter where I am. Okay, so you guys... Somebody said go to where the star is. Where am I at right now? Didn't it give me a clue last time? Oh, I guess there's only one place. So you guys are saying I should go here. Here? Whoops. Okay. I'll go there. Does that work? For speed? I don't know what that second thing is. I just assumed it was speed. Story time. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a story. I'm normally very story oriented. I tell stories all the time, but I'm trying to get one into my head right now. Try to think of one in the future. I worked on a VR project a long time ago, and it was pretty ridiculously cool. It used the thing that was really awesome about it that doesn't exist still to this day was it actually allowed you, it actually coated your skin with like a gel, and it had magnesium in it and something else. I don't know about the chemistry. I wasn't in that part of it. But I got to experience it. I was one of the people that was like, yeah, I'll do that. I was young and stupid. Sure, cover me with some foreign chemical and let's hope. I didn't even care. I didn't even say, let's hope nothing goes wrong. I just said, let's do it. And it was called Second Skin. Nothing ever came of it. So it's not like I'm giving away any big secret. At least I don't think I am. And it was like a beach scene. And the gel let you feel things like breezes. It felt like air was blowing on your face. It felt like you were walking on sand. It was ridiculously cool. But it gave a lot of us rashes, and so we stopped. It went nowhere. So that was a ridiculously cool thing. Another thing that was crazy is the VR headsets that we were using were giving people depth perception problems. So if you wore them for too long, it would cause, it's called parallax. It's basically, I don't know if you ever saw a movie, but, and things are like not moving right. Oh, get me out of here. So this is where I'm supposed to go? But anyway, like a, you know, let's imagine that Popeye's spinach is like right here. And I tried to reach for it, I would miss it, which is extremely dangerous. It's another reason why that VR project didn't go anywhere. It gave people rashes, and it also caused depth perception problems to the point where they couldn't pick something up. So yeah, it went nowhere. But it was an exciting project to work on, so I enjoyed it. So this is like a tree house. This is what you want me to do next? Do you know the program? I can tell a story. So there's 2 lasers to my left. Is this actually where I'm supposed to go next? There's 2 lasers. I felt like I left a lot of things. What about the lighthouse? I can't go to the lighthouse? Oh boy, I don't even know where I'm at. I think one of you guys are playing a joke on me and sent me to like the end of the game or something, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Is this seriously where I'm supposed to be? Isn't that the ship I was on? There's not anything here. I think you guys are playing a joke on me. Well, I guess I could go up here. Because there's no panels here. Okay, so this is where I was supposed to go next. Okay. Alright, so I think I'm at the very end of the... whatever. Or the very beginning of the next thing. I solved 2 lasers and did all this stuff. So, next time, I will try to solve the treehouse puzzle, and hopefully I can do it. So, like always, guys, thank you very much for joining me. You guys are awesome. This is fun for me to be able to do. Otherwise, it will just be a very sad man sitting in a room talking to himself. So, thanks for joining me. And the next live stream is going to be Monday. And tomorrow morning, I'll upload another programming video. Just like I always do every Saturday and Wednesday. And then I do live streams every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So, like always, please leave your questions and your comments below. Otherwise, till next time.